Hello there. Today we are going to talk about healing again and why, even though you believe that you've tried everything and you've done all of the different healing modalities and you've spoken to all the doctors and done really completely and utterly everything, how come you are still not healing? And today I want to speak about two or three different things. Let's see how it goes. So, the first thing I want to demonstrate something. So, here is you, right? Like a ginger man person. This is you on a day-to-day basis. And you're thinking, I'm suffering, but I'm doing all right. Or maybe I'm suffering and I'm really not doing all right. Whatever goes on. And then you come to someone, say, like me. And of course, hi, my name is Einav Avni, and I'm an energy healer and alignment coach. And I work with people to help them get unstuck from anything that is physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. And the reason why I mention this is because in the energy healing that I do, I work in the modalities of the body code, emotion code, and belief code. And I use your subconscious mind to help release things, trapped emotions and misalignments and limiting beliefs from your energy field. So, on the face of it, we both would say, well, what's going on? How come I release so many things? And in a session, I definitely do release a lot of stuff. How come I'm not feeling the change or the improvement, or how come things are just the same as they were? And this is an excellent question, and I've been asking myself that as well, because most of the people I work with, they see improvement, they see change either straight away after the at the end of the session or in the processing days, and certainly as time goes on. So that question of how come I'm not healing or how come I'm not noticing change is a very important one. And thank you for being here with me because I want to explain some things. Now, this may resonate, they might not. Keep an open mind because really between you and me, what else is there? So I'm going to talk to you about trauma. And you see, I've got my pen ready and okay, let me take a step backwards. So we know that a lot of the time when you're suffering from chronic illness, pain, disease, condition, symptoms, a lot of the time you got the diagnosis from your doctors and then you went down the conventional route of how can I heal? What medication are there? What surgeries? What treatments? This is our first call of action nearly for all of us. And when the doctor says, well, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you, or we've reached the end of the line, now a lot of the time what happens is that you move on to the alternative medicine, alternative methods. So this is kind of the normal journey, I suppose. Of course, there's variations. But anyway, when people come to me is usually when they've been through the medical journey, and now they're thinking, okay, now come and come to me and they ask me to heal them. Of course, I don't heal them. I don't heal anyone. I am facilitating you healing yourself. So that is very important. The responsibility of healing is on you because I can't heal you. I can only heal myself. So people come to me and now they're very desperate. They're very desperate is a very good word because they're really starting to believe that there is no hope, that they will always be like that, and there's a lot of negative conversation that is going on. Now, I want to say that a lot of the time, like I believe all of the time, but never mind, whatever it is that you're going through is not structural. It's not a problem in your body. It is a problem in your body. You are feeling the pain and it's really uncomfortable. I'm not doubting that and I'm not dissing that. I'm not arguing about that. But what I want you to know is that the root cause is not because you're broken. The root cause is coming from emotional blockages, from stress, from all of these trapped emotions that you have in your body. And this is so important to understand, and we don't understand that. And here is my pen going to explain this. So imagine that your childhood was really, really challenging. And as you know, maybe you were not, maybe you felt like you were unloved. Maybe you had abusive caretakers, or carers, or not caretakers, I guess, abusive parents or abusive carers, or your teachers were really horrible to you, or maybe you were bullied, or maybe all of these things. And let's say that this has happened, all of this really hardship happened around up to age 7. For this, we have a blue pen. So here we are. Damn it, this pen is not working very well. Did you think I should have tried it before? Probably. So bear with me. I was thinking of doing this before, but actually I realized that it will be a lot more important if I do it together with you. This pen, gone. So let me just quickly, very quickly, find a different kind of blue pen. Right. So imagine that all of these traumas from before age 7 are now represented by this blue color. Okay, so here you are. All of these are different events. These are all different times when you thought to yourself, why me? And the world is unsafe, and I don't know if I can continue, or how do I make sense out of all of this? So these, the blue ones, are your traumas from up to say age 7. And then you have all of your secondary school and teenage years, and really have no idea how to deal with this world. And maybe there's a huge love that you had, and the other person said no, or that they don't love you back, or maybe there was again bullying, or maybe there was even more abuse, or maybe loss of a loved one. All of these different things, whatever they are, we're going to mark them as red. Okay, this is actually working a little bit better. And the colors that I'm using and the amount of color is really doesn't mean anything. So here you are. Now you've got some representation of your earlier years traumas and some of your later, early teens, early adulthood trauma. And then you are, of course, becoming an adult, and then you have new trauma, and maybe you have worries of financial worries, or maybe you are caring for your parents or other loved ones who is unwell and sick, and so on. Or maybe your kids are up to no good, and maybe you need to move house, or maybe you've been evicted, or maybe there's war in your country, and there's different things, right? And all of these things are more stress, more stress, more stress. We're going to go with this kind of orangey color. And here you are coloring. Also, just so you know, this orange color is not working very well. So it's also going to meet its maker in a minute. Right. And here you are. So you have all of this trauma from early age, middle age, later on age, and this, of course, continues. Say you may be much older than maybe I am, and now you have problems with, paying your bills, and your pension is not suitable for anything, and maybe you wake up one morning and you think, "Damn, life is really not what I thought it was going to be," and now you're more depressed and more sad, and maybe you can't even bring yourself to get out of the morning in the morning. Whatever it is, there's so many different things, and I'm going to also. Damn, there's nothing working in this house today. Been right. So I was basically trying to show you that there's also some different problems in your, anyway, all over. So you come to me not realizing and not recognizing that you are basically already full with trauma, with pain, with heartache, with so many different emotions and so much stuff that you're carrying with you. And then I'm saying to you, no, you saying to me, actually, you're saying to me, I'm broken. And I'm saying to you, yes, but not because of what you think. You are broken because your body is saying, this, I have nowhere to go. You keep giving me more and more stress, more and more worries, more and more fears, more and more depression, more and more heartache, more and more, all of these things. I have nowhere to go. I am about to explode. And how does it explode? By giving you pain, giving you discomfort, giving you all of the symptoms that you're going through. So there is a thing, and I was going to look at it before just to give you the correct name, but I didn't. So a long time ago, I think, let's just say a long time ago, they worked out this kind of, they had a list of, I think it was 19 different things. And they said, if you've experienced four of these things, then you are under severe trauma, basically. And this included things like getting a divorce, or moving house, or having abusive parents, or things like that. So really what happens is that what these people in this list were saying is that if you have just even three or four of these things, you're already severely stressed and been through a lot of trauma. But then of course we have people that have been through much more than just three or four. And so what happens is that on when I meet them, they look like you and me. But underneath all the layers, there is such deep trauma that the body is like, I can hardly breathe. Okay, so now let's say that you come to me and we're talking, and I'm saying, right, I've done things like, whatever you're coming to me with, and I have done this and I've seen incredible results with people. I am confident that I can help you. So for this, let's try and use this dark blue kind of. So we have a session, and a session, healing only session is 1 hour long. And I connect with your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is guide me to either release trapped emotions from around the body, maybe to reset, realign, and so on things using the body code, or maybe release limiting beliefs. Each of these is phenomenally profound and incredible. Really, seriously, and with no bias, these modalities are amazing. So here I am. I do the session, and I'm going to do that like this. Right. So it's here. This is the healing. And when I say this is the healing, it means that these are the things that I've started to release. Now, what happens is that the subconscious mind, let me also just explain, the subconscious mind has many jobs, but the most important job, or one of the most important jobs that it has, is to heal you. And it means that, as you were small and you fell and grazed your knee, your skin got repaired, not by me, not by your nurse, not by your mom. You did it. You healed yourself. Your body healed itself. The subconscious mind knows how to heal you. It knows how to send, skin regeneration. It knows how to use something for infections. It just knows. I don't know how, but you do. Your subconscious mind knows. And so that's what your subconscious mind always tries to do. And it says, oh, I know how to do this. Give me a second. I'm going to send the right kind of resources to heal you, fix you, and so on. But what happens that when you have a layer of things that needs to be fixed, healed, say whatever, whatever pain you might have, your subconscious mind is like, I am overwhelmed. There is so much here that I need to heal. I am doing my best. So I'm trying to send you, I'm trying to make sure that you can still breathe and that you can still digest and that you can still do this and do that and do that. So the subconscious mind, with all of its resources, compare that if you think about it, that this is the resources now, and this is basically the troubles that you're bringing it. This is the resources, this is what you bring in. Is like, I'm overwhelmed and I'm doing my best. So I'm giving you the things that without this you will not survive, like breathing and so on. And then with whatever resources I have left, I am trying to heal you. I am trying, I'm really working so hard trying to heal you. But the problem is that you, without knowing and without blame and no judgment on anything like that, but this is just what we do. You, in this case, because I'm talking about you, you bring more stress and more worry and more catastrophic and more urgency. And the subconscious mind says, I hear you and I'm doing my best. And it's like you bring in more, 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 and whatever I have, I am trying to heal you. And now we have a problem because the more stress and worry and depression and anxiety and fears and urgency that you bring, the more the brain says, I am the only thing I can do is send you more pain messages so that you can try and look after yourself and kind of help me to help you. But it never works. And so when I come along and I send this kind of healing, it is working, but there is so much there that it will take a lot longer than one, two, three, four, sometimes even 20 sessions for you to really to start, for your body to say, okay, now I'm now more in balance. And so a lot of the time, and again, I am saying this with all the love and all the respect and everything that I have for my clients and everyone else out there that is suffering, we have to find a way to calm the mind. Because the more you think about your problems and the more you think about the worries and the more you think about you've tried everything and nothing works, nothing helps, and when you experiencing the pain and you're like, I can't take another day of that, all of this is more stress. And so even if cleared this much, the stress is this much, and it is missing balance, and it's missing your understanding that something has to change. Your body is sending you messages that says, I am struggling. And so, of course, you will say, well, but how can it be? I have neck ache and backache and knee pain and headaches and for you, you're basically isolating the pains and discomfort and of course maybe you have a diagnosis and maybe you have all of these things and you're really asking yourself, how the hell do you want me to thrive? How do you want me to come out of all of this stress and when I'm so suffering all the time? And of course, if you're here and you're suffering, I know what you're talking about. And for those of you watching this and not suffering, think about the last time you had a toothache where you couldn't do anything. Like the whole world came to a halt until the toothache was sorted. So this is the pain that people that come to me, they experience, and I know that they do. And still, I am saying you have to help me to help you, because with my guidance, what I am doing is I am helping you to find ways to recognize when your brain is sending you pain messages, but actually it's not needed. It's not because something is broken, it's because of the stress and the anxiety that is keep going on. And please do believe me that I'm not saying for 1 minute that your pain is not real, because I know it is. I've been through pain sometimes, and someone did also said to me, oh, it's all in your mind. I nearly punched them. It wasn't in my mind. It was really painful. So I do know what you're talking about. But when someone comes to me and they said, I've tried everything, and then, when I start telling them, giving them guidance on how to do things differently, and then they come back to me and say, well, actually, I don't have pains 24 hours a day, but it's only in the morning or only in the afternoon. You can see now that everything is very confusing. It's very confusing because it's now become a blanket problem that I have pain and that's it. And in the conversation, we want to see, when is the pain? How come? What is happening in the day? Is it the pain comes more on weekends than weekdays, or the other way around? Maybe it's more on weekdays than weekends. And of course, with this come the things that I'm talking about a lot, which is the back to alignment. Because I believe that your body is saying, look, this is not how I didn't sign up for this. I signed up for a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of that and a little bit of that. But in the bigger scheme of things, I didn't sign up for you doing a job you hate just because it pays the bills. I didn't sign up for you staying in a relationship that, you cry yourself to sleep every night, but stay because of the kids. I and I exaggerate. I absolutely exaggerate, and I know that every case is to its own. So please just try and listen to what I'm saying, not to the specifics, and don't come at me at what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you're operating from fears, limitations, compromises, and believing that things can't change, things will never change. And in alignment, we are finding, what is it that you really want for yourself? Where is your joy? Where is the thing that when you get up in the morning, first thing that you open your mind and you think about it, you're like, yes, I get to do this today. Where is that? This is part of the things that are out of alignment. Now, I want to say that a lot of the time people say to me, well, this area of my life is working, it's just everything else that doesn't. And still, I will tell you, you are out of alignment, because we need to come back into calm, into simplicity, into taking away and all of these things. So many times, people will talk to me first time, right? Discovery call, as they call it. And then we'll say, okay, so here's the story. And they go back all the way to childhood when it first appeared and how it always was and always is, and they can come up with about 50 different things that they've been through, things that happen, things they tried, and nothing works. So when they come to me with this attitude, I know that I won't be able to help them because they're already blocked themselves off. And everything that I will do, if I go back to doing this, I will send healing, I will do the healing, but they will never listen. They will never feel anything. They will never realize that my healing is effective, that they're changing, that things are getting better. When they do realize it, or maybe when I realize it, is sometimes when I speak with them and all of a sudden they say something and I'm like, when we just first met, this was still a problem and now it's not a problem. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes, a lot of the time, it happens very often, people will have changes in something, but because they're so deep in the pain and discomfort, they don't even realize it. So these are things like maybe, oh, I'm sleeping better, or I'm sleeping longer, or I'm not waking up at nights as much, or my mood is a little bit better, or I managed to hold on a conversation, or, there's different things. But because people have expectations that the everything actually will disappear in one day, they don't really they don't sign up for the journey. Now, when I walk with someone like that, and nowadays I'm not really walking with people like that anymore because it's very frustrating because I know that I can help. I really know that I can help you to come back with understanding your fears, understanding where you're operating from limitations or compromises. I help you to feel more empowered and confident and really like the superhero that you are. And I know that, of course, with all of the energy healing, you will notice change. But when you block it, and then there is so much pain and so much discomfort, and I'm like, what can I do? There's no room for little me here. So until people make the decision that have suffered a lot and that they're ready to come here and open up a new page, turn over a new page, new leaf, blank canvas, all of that, it's really frustrating. What I'm trying to say is that when we are going through all of this, we need to start releasing this. Now, one way is, like I said, with what I'm doing, is with the emotion code, body code, and belief code, when we literally release things from the body. So slowly, these things disappear. If I now gonna mark it with black because it's the only color that you will probably see. It's kind of the exact opposite, of course. So now slowly, when you open yourself up and you're trusting the process, all of a sudden, for example, now this is no longer there, right? And then slowly, this is no longer there, and this is no longer there. All of that, slowly. It will be slowly. What can I do? It takes time, but you have to trust, and you have to believe, and you have to let me do my job. And also, the other thing is really, sorry, if I go back to my thought for a second. So yes, so one way of releasing things is doing what I do: emotion code, body code, and belief code. Also, alignment coaching. The coaching, I don't like the word coaching, but I use it all the time. It's when I help you to see how past behaviors led to patterns and situations that didn't help you, but because you didn't know how to make them better, you continued, and now you don't have to. So if it's people pleasing or perfectionism or conflict avoiders or just really taking on everyone's stress, all of that stuff, you did that because, or being, in control, that's also another one. It's things that you've done because you taught yourself when you were younger that this is the only way forward to keep you safe. But really, it didn't help then, it doesn't help now, but this is a habit. So in the coaching, we are figuring out all of these things. What is it that you're doing now, and how do we find a different behavior or whatever that helps you more? And sometimes we'll get it straight away, and sometimes we'll get it after a couple of times. But these conversations are so important because they really help you to see how you show up. So one way is with my help, right? I either with the coaching or with the healing or combination of these. Another way is for you to really bring in this place of equilibrium, where you feel that everything is working for you and in your benefits, and you basically release the stress. You are feeling emotions, and instead of blocking them or, taking so much onto you, you say, "Oh, I'm experiencing sadness. What's that all about? I don't know. I'll let it be. I let it be, and the emotion comes and the emotion goes. And because you didn't trap it, it doesn't stay behind. Or you're thinking, oh, I'm really feeling anxious today. And then you ask yourself, what is it all about? And then you realize that you're about to um, go out, take a train ride when you haven't done that for a long time. And then you say, oh, I understand that because I haven't done it for a long time and it's a bit, it's new, but there's no stress because I'm sure that I can handle it. And if I can't handle it, what might scare me? Or if I don't have the timetable, okay, let me get the timetables in advance. What will happen if I feel really bad and I don't have a place to sit? Okay, maybe I can ask a fellow passenger to give me their seat. All of these fears, they're just worries that you will be able to sort out, most of them, of course, when you are in the moment. But the feeling is there because it comes to indicate something. So allow things to come in and leave as they need to leave. And the other very important thing that you can already do for yourself is to start bringing in more joy, bringing more nature, bringing more ease. And I know that when you're suffering, it's really hard to say, well, what is ease? I'm so stressed out. Exactly. Stressed out about what? Can you change it? What is the worry? If you've been feeling, 10 out of 10 chronic condition for a month now, the stress about it is not going to help because it hasn't helped so far. So we have to find ways to release the stress and bring in more joy, bring in more nature, bring in more simplicity, bring in more connections, and then see how things change. Now, cancer, for example, cancer is the same thing. If it's in your mind, it's in your body. Let's change the mind, and the body will follow. The body is really just a golem, just it plays to your wishes in a sense. But when you have a body that is so full of this, you can absolutely believe that this is all in your mind. Not, you didn't make it up, not this kind of mind, but it is in your emotions, it is in your psyche, and now your job is to heal it. So when people come to me, the people that I love working with the most are the people that are saying, I've tried everything and I am open to try again. I know that it might take longer than 2 sessions. Let's do it. The way that I say to people, I have a package and it's 5 sessions plus one free. So you take 5 sessions and then you get one free. And this is helping you to stay the course. It means that, you don't think, oh, I've done one session, so all of my, 85 years of problems will disappear in one go. No, let me see, let me go deeper. So let's us together peel this onion so that we can get to where you need to get to. Now, I know this video has been super long. Usually my videos are a lot shorter, but it's so important for me to explain that if one person, only one person in the whole wide world has healed from your condition naturally, there is no reason why you can't do the same. And if you can't, is because of your attitudes and your limiting beliefs and your fears and your stress and your experiences. No blame, no blame. There is never any blame and there is never any judgment. There is just like, let's look at it and now let's see how we can do things differently. Because when you change your beliefs, when you change your mindset, everything changes with it. And if you come to someone like me, I can help you. I can help you because I've helped so many other people, but because they allowed me. And if you don't allow me, don't come to me because I won't be able to help you and I'll get more upset about it than you because I know that I can help. And I know more importantly that you can heal. You can heal yourself naturally from anything. I haven't seen anything that hasn't been healed before in a natural way. Maybe I'm slightly exaggerating. I haven't seen everything, but I believe. I believe that this is it. When you come in from victimhood, and a lot of the people do, and I'm sorry, but victimhood is a very big disease because someone comes to me and they say, I have rage in the body. And I say, okay, so let's start releasing the rage. Of course, I can do it with my emotion code, body code, and belief code, but what about you? And they wouldn't let the story go. They're not dropping the story. And my brother did this, and my mother did that, and my father said this, and my neighbor did that, and they bring in the story, and the story is so alive. How can you heal when the story is so alive? And we have to work on it, and we have to see that these things, we can never change the past. We know that, but we can change how we look at the past. And in here now we bring in all this, really the idea of spirituality, which I call spirituality, or you can call it whatever you like, but it's really understanding that we are here on a soul journey. And if we are unwell, yes, one thing is that it can be a part of your soul journey, but most of the time this is because you are out of alignment, because you came here to achieve something, and you're so stuck in the story and in the past that you are not giving yourself the freedom to fulfill your journey. So I help you look at your past and the traumas and everything that you've experienced, and I help you see how come they happened when they did, and what can you learn from that, and how can you really let go of the emotional attachment to that story. Without that, again, we can't heal because we haven't created the situation where healing can take place. Now, if we're also talking about where the healing takes place, it's also about energy. Remember when they say, right, whatever you think about happens. And whatever you think about once and then this happens, it happens again, because these are the patterns. This is the neuroscience and how your brain operates. So what we need to do is start to lie to ourselves, and we need to raise our energies, because energy of healing is not energy of sickness. Energy of healing is not energy of pain or annoyance or frustrations or fear or anger and all of that. So we have to do this. We have to raise our emotions. So one thing is to listen to all these hertz, different musics, frequencies that help to raise your energy. But also what we mentioned before, joy, nature, connections, this kind of stuff. And also putting things in perspective. I mean, I know, I know that when you are in pain, you don't want to do anything because you're so concentrated and so focused on the pain. But I want to say, find tiny a little window where you were looking on TikTok and saw some dogs movies. I was watching one the other day, that's why I'm saying it. And for 2 seconds, you laughed so hard that you forgot about your pain. It worked. Do it again and do it again. And slowly, slowly, you are now calming your nervous system down, and your nervous system starting to see that actually it doesn't need to be in this fight and flight and high alert all the time, but it can start relaxing so that you can start healing yourself. But the first thing is that we have to be in the right mindset. We have to be in the decision to heal. We have to be willing to say, I know how I'm feeling. I know everything that I've already tried. I know all the emotional stories that I've been through, and there've been a lot and all of that, because I know, because we have such a incredible story here. I am coming here and I'm ready to turn over a new leaf, and let's go it and let's do it and let's start healing. Now, it was important for me to come in here and share a little bit of my understanding of why people don't heal. And I want to share, more importantly, how people can heal when they allow themselves to heal. So if you're only taking one thing away from this conversation today, please make it be that when you make the decision to heal and you are willing to do whatever it takes, you can do it. And another one is that it's not going to be a one thing away. It will take some time. People say to me, what should I choose? Should I just choose working with me, the healing, or the conversations as well, the coaching? And I tell them, in my opinion, sometimes the coaching is more important than the energy healing, because in the coaching, I teach you how not to do what you've done again. So really, we are unpacking things, that patterns of a lifetime, we are unpacking them, we are changing them. And if we only doing the healing, yes, your energy field is going to get unblocked and you will feel the difference, but it's more, in a sense, passive, because I clear everything, and then you're just going through this. I'm not trying to convince you. You will find your way. If you want to walk with me, come and have a conversation. If you don't want to walk with me, find your own way. It's all good. It's all good because everything is always about the right time and the right person to have on your journey. And if I am the right person, let's do it. I'm ready for your journey, and I hope that you are too. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've stayed to the end, thank you. I appreciate you. And I see you. I see you, and I'm here to help. If you did like this video, please do like, share, comment, all of that, subscribe, because that is what makes a very big difference. Again, my name is Einav Avni from Untangled Healing, and I'm here to be with you on your journey of healing if you're ready for it. Have a really, really wonderful day. See you soon.